In the heart of ancient Egypt, under the blazing sun and endless desert skies, a boy was crowned pharaoh. This wasn't just any boy. He was destined to become one of the most famous names in all of history. His name was Tutankhamun, the boy king of Egypt. Imagine this. It's around 1332 BCE. You're only 9 years old, and suddenly, you're responsible for one of the most powerful civilizations on Earth. That was Tutankhamun's reality. He inherited a kingdom in chaos, deeply divided by the radical religious changes made by his father, Akhenaten, who had cast aside Egypt's traditional gods. The entire nation was on edge. But even as a child, Tutankhamun's reign began to heal the kingdom. He wasn't acting alone, of course. He had powerful advisors guiding his hand. But under his name, the old ways were restored. The familiar gods, like Amun-Ra, were welcomed back into their temples, and the cultural fabric of Egypt began to mend. For a brief shining moment, his rule brought stability and a return to the traditions that had defined Egypt for centuries. He married his half-sister, Ankhesenamun, a common practice for royalty back then to keep the divine bloodline pure. Together, this young royal couple symbolized the rebirth of order and the divine power of the pharaohs. They were the hope for a new golden age. But tragically, that hope was cut short. After ruling for less than a decade, Tutankhamun died. He was just 18 or 19 years old, and for centuries, that's where his story seemed to end. A minor king, a footnote in the grand, sprawling epic of ancient Egypt. His name, along with his legacy, was almost completely erased from history, buried not just in a tomb, but under the sands of time. But destiny, as it turns out, had a spectacular final act in store for the boy king. Fast forward over 3,000 years to 1922, the world is a completely different place. A determined British archaeologist named Howard Carter had been searching the Valley of the Kings for years, clinging to the belief that one more royal tomb remained hidden. He was on the brink of giving up, his funding nearly gone. Then, on a fateful November day, his team uncovered a step cut into the rock, and then another, and another. Soon, they had found a sealed doorway, stamped with the untouched royal seals of the necropolis. Carter famously peered through a small hole he made in the door, a candle held aloft. When asked if he could see anything, he uttered the immortal words, "Yes, wonderful things." What Carter had found was beyond anyone's wildest dreams. It was the tomb of Tutankhamun, KV 62, almost perfectly intact, untouched by robbers for over 3 millennia. The world held its breath as the treasures were revealed. Gilded chariots, intricate statues, thrones of gold, and chests filled with priceless jewels. It was a time capsule from a lost world. And then there was the centerpiece, the sarcophagus, and inside it, a series of nested golden coffins. The final one, made of solid gold, held the mummy of the young king himself. And covering his face was the most iconic artifact ever discovered from ancient Egypt, the breathtaking solid gold death mask. That serene golden face became an instant global symbol, the very image of ancient Egypt's splendor and mystery. In death, Tutankhamun achieved a level of fame and immortality he never could have imagined in his short life. His name, once lost to the ages, was suddenly on the lips of millions around the world. He wasn't the most powerful warrior king, nor did he build the largest monuments. But the discovery of his tomb gave us an unparalleled window into the life of a pharaoh. His story reminds us that history has a strange way of choosing who it remembers. Tutankhamun, the boy who ruled for a short time and was quickly forgotten, became a bridge connecting our modern world to the eternal glory of ancient Egypt. He is the boy king who, against all odds, triumphed over oblivion. His legacy wasn't written in stone monuments, but in the golden treasures that waited patiently in the dark, ensuring that history would never, ever forget him. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time. If you enjoyed this story, Please hit that like button and subscribe for more tales from history. We'll see you in the next one.